Hello, hi. This is Ahmed Makawi from Oracle. I just want to have a quick review of the OCI foundation, a summary of all the topics that has been covered in the exam that could help you pass the exam easily. Because I do videos in Arabic and English in the same channel, so I will the title of every video that will be in English, I will start with ENG, so you will know that it is in English. If it's not in, if it doesn't start with ENG, then it's not in English. So those are very key points. So please try to focus together so we can get this exam completed successfully. So first get a paper with me and let's start. Okay, so the first thing that you need to understand the difference between Capex and Opex. So the definition, what is the definition of Capex, what is the definition of Opex? So Capex is the capital expenditure and the Opex is the operational expenditure. So, and the for cloud, you are moving from Capex to Opex because you don't have your own hardware, you just try to consume hardware and rent this hardware and pay for this hardware while you are going. So those are very important points to understand what the capex is, what the opex is, and what the cloud is about. Okay, then the compartment, you need to understand that compartment is just a logical definition to group some of the resources all together in one place. So it's a logical definition. By default, you have a root compartment, which is the tenancy itself. Then you have to create your own compartments. Then later on, to define separate the resources from each other. So this can help you in budget, and this can help you in putting policies. So. And then in the OCI architecture, we need to understand what are the regions. Regions are the geographical areas, different geographical areas, like Ashburn is a region, Frankfurt is a region, whatever like whatever in every country, Oracle has separate data centers that consider regions. In any region, sometimes there are one availability domain or more, or sometimes there are three. So the availability domain, if you have more than one availability domain, then each availability domain will have its own power, will have its own cooling, will have its own networking and everything. So it's a completely separate data center. If you and then within the availability domain, you have each availability domain, you always have three fault domains. The fault domains, you are grouping hardwares together in a group. So it's like a logical data center. You group the availability domain in the hardware within the availability domain in separate fault domains. So whenever you are doing any maintenance, so whenever Oracle is doing any maintenance to any fault domains, it will not affect the rest of the fault domains. So how can you implement any high availability? To implement any high availability, you try to distribute your application across regions and across availability domains and across fault domains. That is the optimum for you, to have your applications, for example, deployed in one region and the DR in another region. And in one region, you distribute your application between the availability domains and the fault domains available. Okay. The other thing is, before you start to use any service from any region, you have to subscribe to this region. Okay, so you need to understand that you need to subscribe to a region before you can consume any service in this region. And as we said, the high availability design is that you try to distribute your workload between to distribute your services across all fault domains, across availability domains, across regions. Okay, that is that's how it works. That to design a high availability. And for SLAs, Oracle provide SLAs on availability and the management and the performance. Okay. Okay. So what about compute? So let's first, as we said, there is our bare metal. This is you get your own hardware. It's all for you. You get a dedicated virtual host. You also get a dedicated dedicated hardware for you, but you consume VMs on it. Then you get virtual machines. These virtual machines, whenever you define, you have the shape is defined by OCPUs. And based on these OCPUs, you get a network bandwidth. So you need to understand that the shape itself is configured by OCPUs, and whenever you decide and based on these OCPUs, you get bandwidth. Let's take a look at this to see how it works, like how it looks like. Let me log in. So let's go to compute instances, create instance. So shapes, change shape. This is how it looks like. So let's look at because this account because this is my account that is free, so I don't have credit in it. Let me log in with the other account that I have credit in it. It is in Frankfurt. Okay, so let's look at the instances. When you do create instance, here it showed you the shapes, change shape. So as you can see here, the virtual machine, you have virtual machine, one OCPU, and memory and network bandwidth. Okay, whenever you choose any shape, it will have the same things. Okay, so it will have OCPU, memory, and network. So that's how a shape is look like. Just please, those points are very important so you can get through the exam. So then you have the container engine, which is Kubernetes for Oracle container for Kubernetes. Oracle Kubernetes engine, OKE. This is whenever you want to deploy any containers, you deploy it on OKE. Then you have functions, which when you want to run a code, but without provisioning any hardware. So this you use functions. This is so you run the code and you pay only for the time of the execution. But when you are using function, you are not provisioning any underlying hardware. Okay, so has to be clear. Then we have a whenever you are doing scaling, you have two type of scalings in Oracle. In the OCI, you have vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. Vertical scales means up and down, which means like adding CPUs or removing CPUs, or horizontal scaling, which means adding more instances to your workload. Okay, so we have up and down and in and out. Okay, so on the storage, just let's focus on the files. File storage. You need to understand this is a file system. Whenever you want a shared file system, you use a file storage. Whenever you want an area to upload, for example, backups or any objects, use the object storage. And this is will be immediately accessed. So whenever you add anything to it, immediately it will be available for you to restore it or retrieve it anytime. Then you have the archive storage. This is the if you are looking for the lowest for a cheap solution, or the lowest price solution, or the best optimum best price solution, then you go for the archive storage. This archive storage is good from price perspective, but the drawbacks for it, that it does not allow you to restore the file, to access the file immediately. The files has to be restored first. So you have to understand that this, you will take some time to do the restore. So whenever you need share the file system, you just directly go for file storage. If you have backups, if you want to do backups and these backups will be where you need access frequently to it, then you go to object storage. If you want to just to use to archive some data, and this data you don't want to spend a lot of money on archiving, then you do the lowest, you use the archive storage. Okay, then you have the load balancer. This is whenever you want to distribute load between multiple instances, then you have to use load balancer. Okay, for connections type between your on-prem and the cloud, you have two options: Ipsec Vpn and Fast Connect. The Ipsec VPN, this is usually used for POC, because it's very quick to set up. It's a software definition, and it's free service. You just do some configuration and you are up and running. So it is easy to deploy. So it's very fast to deploy. So it's usually, but its bandwidth is usually small. It reaches like 250 meg. So it's a little bit small. So it's very good only for POC or something like this, which is a proof of concept or something. Fast Connect, this is a different. You have to do the Fast Connect. This is you provision physical circuit. But the good thing in it is very high speed. It can reach 10 gigs, and you can go multiple of this to add incremental of 1 gigs. So it's very fast. So whenever you want something quick for POC, or you use Ipsec. If you want something reliable that is very fast and this stuff, you use Fast Connect. Okay, then for the DB services, we have multiple DB service VMs. You have bare metal, you have Exadata, you have autonomous. For the VMs, you can change the storage online. For the bare metal, you can change CPUs online. For the Exadata, you can choose. You can increase the resources within the Exadata type of rack that you choose. The good thing in autonomous that you can choose, you can scale both storage and CPU independently, and both of them are online. You can add CPUs only, you can add storage only, you can add both only, and all of this online. If you are looking for options that will provide you with the minimum administration, then you go for autonomous, either shared or dedicated. Okay. So okay, so then let's look about budget. Budget, this is a way that if you want to set up alerts. So whenever there is your costs or your expenses that you are renting, or the cost of the services that you are using reached a certain amount of money, it can send you an alert. This is a very good, so you can have a control of what is spending on your account. So if someone is provisioning a lot of resources that is not needed, or you are not planned for it, so you can pick it early, so you will not get billed a lot of money. So use budget. So here the budget you can define the budget on two things. That either the scope of the budget, it will be either on compartment or cost tracking tags. It's very important. The budget can be put on two things: compartment or cost tracking tags. Okay, so and this is how budget works, and the budget send you it helps you to it is used to send you alerts, so you can get those alerts and get notified, so you can take any actions. Cost analysis. This is how the cost analysis is. So let's look at the budget. Let's go here. So we can look at the budget. Cost management budgets here. So if you want to create a budget, so here you can choose the scope of for you, compartment or cost tracking. Then you set a name of the budget, and then you start to do the budget configuration. Okay, so this is how it works. This is the budget. For cost analysis, this is another thing that it give you visualization of what you have been spending and what you have spent so far. Okay, so if we look here, cost analysis. So this what has been spent for so far. I spent. So this is the cost analysis you have. So it show you that you spent. I spent this amount of on compute, and this amount of block storage, and this amount of object storage, and so on. Okay. So, and here the cost analysis, you can see that you can filter by dates. You can define the dates that you want the cost of what's the cost analysis for. You can filter by compartment. You can filter by tag by tags. Okay, so it's also important to know that you can filter by dates or tags or compartments. Okay, for usage report, then we go to usage report. I have some usage report. This is the chart that I keep popping up. The usage report. It is automatically generated every day. Oracle collect all the resources that you have been using and start to do and put it in the CSV file. This file is available for you to download, and you can start to create dashboards like what I have been creating here. And this based on what you have been spending on and what you have been using all the day. Okay, so the usage report is generated automatically every day, and it is retained for 1 year. Okay, then you have the free tier that we have in Oracle. We have two free tiers. Please make sure to understand those. The free tier, the standard free tier, you take $300, and for 30 days you start to consume service for it. Once you finish the $300 or the 30 days, then you have to either upgrade, or you will not get any more service. But also we have another tier which is always free, which you will get it always, regardless of you, without paying anything forever, as long as you are using it. So what are the components for it? You have two autonomous databases. You can provision two autonomous databases. You can provision two OCI compute. You will have block storage, you will have object storage, you will have archive storage, you will have one load balancer, and the network bandwidth, which is and monitoring for sure. So you have to understand that this is what are the components of all of the always free tier. So those are the components: autonomous database, compute, block storage, object storage, archive storage, load balancer. Okay, you don't get anything else in the always free tier. Budget, this is already we have covered. Okay, So okay, so the differentiation between Oracle and and the other clouds, that's in Oracle, our network is virtual, of the box network virtualization. We cover this in a different video. The point that I need to here to highlight that Oracle offers commitment on performance with a predictive price modeling. Like you can predict your costs while you are having a good performance. And this is very, very key differentiation between Oracle. Okay, then you have the offline transport. Whenever you have a big amount of data that you want to send to Oracle and the network is not good, then you can either send it by disks, get a disk, hard disks, and encrypt them and send them to Oracle, and Oracle will start to upload this data to object storage, and then you can access them from the object storage, or you can rent a data transfer appliance from Oracle. This is up to 150 terabytes, which is very good amount of data. You can load this amount of data on the objects on the data transfer appliance and encrypt it and send it back to Oracle, which who will be, and the operation team will load it to the object storage, and you can start to use the data from the object storage. Okay, additional notes, very important. There are some service, which is, for example, the marketplace. The marketplace is the place that's for like some predefined software. Like, for example, MySQL. If you want to get an instance with MySQL, you can get it from the marketplace. You go to the marketplace, search for the software that you're looking for. Let's look at the marketplace here. Here is the marketplace. So you can go to the applications. It will give you a list of applications that's already, like, instead of you start to deploy all the application from scratch, you can get it ready and configured from Oracle in the marketplace. You will find a lot of applications here. Like you can before you start to deploy before you start to build your application from scratch, you can start first to look at it in the marketplace. If you found it, you can just with few clicks, it will, like Microsoft SQL Server. You don't need to build your own. You can just go to a marketplace, choose the image that you are looking for, and and it's done within few clicks. It will be provisioned to you. Okay, so that is the marketplace. Then you have also resource manager. This is another service here. Resource manager, this is the resource manager. This is if you are using Terraform to deploy your infrastructure as a code, you wrote your Terraform, you wrote your Terraform, you start to deploy this Terraform through the resource manager. So you create a stack and provide your Terraform files here, and it start to deploy it for you. So whenever you want to Terraform configuration, you just go to you use the resource manager. Then another point is important, which is whenever you are dealing with my Oracle support, which is most, you need to understand whenever you open any tickets, the ticket usually asks you for standard information, like what is your OCI ID, the tenancy ID, the component that is failing, and this stuff. But nobody will ask you for your password. That is not any of our Oracle support business. So nobody is asking you for any password. Okay. Another thing, whenever you open a service request, you cannot open service request on the free tier. Like if you are just having a free account, you cannot open service requests for any problems on this free tier. So this is very important. So please, those are very important points. Focus on them very well. Review all the videos in the playlist. And I believe that it will be easy for you if you go through the training in Oracle University, and I'm sure that you will be able to pass the exam. So best of luck, and if you would like to keep receiving more videos, just subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye bye.